So today we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 7, called The Believer. And joined with me today is Family B, and only him, because Star Wars is having birthday festivities, so wish him well during that. Fun time.
Yep.
Yeah. So for the quick episode recap, let's see. So it starts off with Cara Dune finding the Mayfield character in a prison camp, and she frees him and gets her to go on the quest and such, because they need to find where Moff Gideon's hanging out in the galaxy, and Mayfield can apparently find that information. So I guess Mayfield can only find a console that can find Moff Gideon's location, so they travel to this jungle planet, the whole crew of Boba Fett, Cara Dune, Mandalorian, and the Fennec Shan bounty hunter lady. So they break into the Imperial facility on this jungle planet, and they eventually get to the council, and Mayfield doesn't want to go to the council because there's like a former boss officer in the lounge with them. So the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, he actually goes to the council and takes off his helmet. So that was a big moment, and he finds out the location, and then at that point they basically shoot out their way from the Imperial facility, and they blow it up in the end. So that was cool. And then finally the episode ended with the Mandalorian giving a message to Moff Gideon. And it was the same message that Moff Gideon said in,
It was episode 7 of last season.
Yeah. When Moff Gideon was standing outside the cantina with our heroes pinned down. So yeah, he said the same thing, and that's how the episode ended. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I don't know, what do you want to start talking about?
Well, we can just start talking about general stuff. I thought this episode was kind of like, it was a filler in the sense that these last 3 episodes were supposed to be like the last 3, like a smooth arc, kind of like a 3-part end. And this was kind of, it felt like more of a filler to that, but it wasn't fully a filler because there was like these moments in the episode that just made it better.
Right.
And one of them was Boba Fett's new paint job.
That was sexy.
Yes, it was really cool. The helmet, him taking off his helmet for like 5 minutes, just casually. And yeah, it was just lots of emotion in that scene. But then there's also the seismic blast, which a lot of people enjoyed. I enjoyed it, and the message at the end was really cool. It was like kind of a petty threat, and I loved it.
Yeah, for Boba Fett in his paint job, he got like this really nice dark green color. And normally Boba Fett has this like chipped paint armor, so it was like new fresh paint job. It looked really cool. So that was a nice character design change for Boba Fett. I think it worked out well. And yeah, he doesn't have like all of his armor, but he has this nice black jumper suit basically, and I think he looks nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he just looked cool, that's all. Try this gun out. And yeah, the seismic charge, oh sorry, but yeah, that was cool. Boba Fett took out 2 TIE fighters with it.
Oh,
yeah, I was giggling when he pulled it out. I was like, yes! Seismic charge, so that was fun.
Most satisfying sound in Star Wars.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. No doubt about that.
And then another one of the moments that kind of just elevated the episode was the helmet scene of him going to the console with his helmet off. Like, he kind of, earlier in the episode he was talking with Mayfield about like everyone has their rules until it like gets messy pretty much, and we're kind of seeing that more with Mando, and I'm here for it. I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see the lengths that he's going to when Baby Yoda is no longer with him.
Yeah, and
it's pretty cool.
it kind of it's a little bit of a character development from him being a bounty hunter Mandalorian, and he's finding more interest in Baby Yoda and more dedication. I mean, I don't think he's gonna want to take his helmet off all the time, but, you know, he's been shown a little more willing with it. So that's a nice character change, and yeah.
You know, and during that scene, I was just sitting there, like, staring at the screen, like, wait, this isn't supposed to happen. He's not supposed to do this. And it just made that scene, like they were just sitting there so casually, going, because he had to act normal to avoid suspicion. And
yeah, that was good.
And then in that same scene, Mayfeld gets into, like, just the heated conversation with his former superior, and ends up shooting him because... Yeah. So that whole scene was pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was good. It was tenseful for sure. Like, you could tell the Imperial was about to figure it out, but he didn't say anything, I guess.
You know, he kind of seemed like smart at first, like he'd already figured out what they were doing.
Right.
Because, like, he was like, "How did you guys manage to be the only shipment that made it through today?"
Yeah, maybe there's something.
And you're like,
that.
"Oh, he's about to get them in trouble or something." But then he just goes on and rambles about a tough decision he made a while ago and how he killed a bunch of people willingly. So, and it was just very, very
that's the Empire.
Yep. But yeah, that was a very interesting scene, to say the least.
I liked it, yeah. The only thing I don't get was how the Mandalorian, being that he was never in the Empire, was able to access the console. Like, what?
That's
like, I was
true.
thinking they needed Mayfield, because Mayfield was ex-Empire, so he would be able to access it, but Mandalorian's like, oh, I'm gonna go do it. So that's a little bit of a plot hole. I mean, it's not too big, but it's kind of silly. It's not really well explained. That's all.
Oh well.
Yeah. And I like Boba Fett's comment when they were deciding who would go access the console on the base. Like, well, they might know my face, because you know he's a clone and Empire and all that. That was pretty funny. You know. What else?
I was a little disappointed we didn't see a Jedi this week, because I was kind of going into that episode like, oh, you might see a Jedi.
Right.
Cool. But now it kind of seems like either they're going to be, there's like three options, or not three options, pretty much two options. Basically, a Jedi's going to show up at the start of the next episode, which they have done so far with, like, Ahsoka and Boba Fett. Like, they kind of just jump right into it, and they're a big part of the episode. Or, I feel like it also could be a reveal at the end of the episode or the end of the season.
Season cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping they get... I mean, not that I don't like Baby Yoda, but... You know, if they're gonna keep, like, saying, oh, he's captured, we gotta go rescue him again, like, you know. I think that might get a little overplayed. So I'm hoping that they can wrap it up nicely.
Right.
And such, but, yeah, I mean, did a Jedi notice Baby Yoda's force call, basically? That's kind of the main question right now. And
also, it'll be interesting to see how a Jedi would find them, because they are no longer on Titan.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So they would have been attracted there, but yeah. So if a Jedi does show up, which I'm guessing one will.
Eventually.
Yeah, or maybe there is no Jedi this season. They will wait till next one, and search continues for Grogu's master.
Right. They could do that.
Yeah.
Well, what else with this one? Yeah, to get into Mayfield again, he's played by Bill Burr, that comedian guy. I don't really know much about him besides that much, but he kind of felt out of place in the start of the episode, so they kind of got into his character more, a little bit of his backstory, and I liked him. I liked that little conversation they had with the boss dude, and yeah, I think he
Right.
turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
There was kind of some moral food for thought with like the dilemma with like the morals get messy message. They might be able to think about or such, I don't know.
You know, his character is kind of like it fit in well with the story, and now he's off on his own, so we're probably not going to see him again, which is it makes sense. So
Yeah, I
it
think
just
it's
kind
fine.
of went smoothly. Yeah, and also when he was first introduced in this episode, it was pretty funny to see him like kind of do a back take when he saw Boba Fett, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were this other guy," and then here comes Mando.
Yeah, that was a nice song. That was kind of goofy, yeah. Alright, what else about this? There's some notes here. Oh yeah, I kind of like the scenery. So we got a jungle planet this time that the main action took place, and I think it was an improvement over like the barren wastelands of rock and ash that we've seen so far in the Mandalorian. Kind of looked like Scarif almost. This is kind of nice.
Yeah, I
Some
agree.
greenery.
This is kind of what I was more expecting with Corvus, because they said the forest planet of Corvus. So I was like, oh, it'll be nice and jungly and cool. And then we got this episode. So
Yeah.
I think it fit in well with the chase scene too. Just kind of with that in the background and all the fighting. That was pretty cool.
So yeah, I think that's my thoughts for this episode. But what about next week? Like, how's the season finale gonna wrap up? I do hope the episode's a little longer, though. I mean, this one was 38 minutes, and you take out the credits and then recap.
Well, yeah, wasn't the first episode of the season the longest so far?
It was, yeah. It was like an hour.
Yeah, it was.
About, yeah.
Long. I hope we get that for this episode. Honestly,
Yeah,
deserve
for
it.
next one.
But yeah, no, my prediction previously was that Baby Yoda will be captured and they'll have to go on the hunt for him next season. But now that they're doing that kind of this season with the end of the last 3 episode arc, honestly, I think they should go in a different direction then.
Yeah, like,
you always have to have some quest.
Yeah, I mean, at least something to do. I mean, we could have Mandalorian going around just picking up bounty contracts, but I mean,
That's true.
it kind of gets convoluted to be interesting, you know? Kind of like the first one was.
It could be finding the master for Grogu. That could also be a possibility.
And who knows, maybe they won't get Baby Yoda this episode, or next one, so that'll leave a cliffhanger.
True. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so, but
Yeah, I feel like that might be excessive, because then I don't know. It might be like a while, a little far into next season until they actually find him, because typically the Mandalorian is all this side quest stuff. So
we need repairs.
Yep.
Wait, what episode to do something fun? Yeah, it's fun like that. Yeah, and next season, if I recall correctly, it's coming out Christmas of 2021, so about the same time as before.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it ending on Christmas, or it's coming out? Like
It's
starting?
gonna, like, new season's gonna start coming out then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
If what I heard is correct, but I think it is. So yeah, I don't really think they're gonna leave Baby Yoda's fate undetermined. I think they're gonna get it back next episode. That should be fun. I really hope we get more Boba Fett, you know?
Right.
I mean, besides the seismic one and flying them around, he didn't really do that much this episode.
Yeah, he was just kind of assisting. Which is fine. I feel like he'll have a bigger part in the next episode.
And yeah, I really hope we could see some Dark Trooper action instead of them just flying up and down.
Uh-huh.
Like in last episode. Yeah, Boba Fett, Mandalorian versus like 4 Dark Troopers. Oh, that'd be really cool. I don't know how they're gonna pass up that opportunity, but you know what, they might. I don't think they will though.
And then maybe, just maybe, Moff Gideon will have a lightsaber fight with someone. Maybe Mando with his new Beskar
Yeah.
spear, or
That's
maybe
probably
the
gonna happen,
mysterious
actually.
Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't used it yet, so it's a little strange. It's mysterious. I mean, we've seen it in action with the what was her name? The
Magistrate lady, right?
magistrate. Yes, I was blanking on the word.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh well. Anyway.
Stars has always said the words.
So yeah, that would be cool too. Lots of possibilities. And so little time.
Yeah, another thing, kind of with last season, we got 3 arcs with like 8 episodes. So there was like the first 3 episodes were kind of their own thing, then the middle 2 were kind of filler, and then the last 3 were all one arc. But this season, I feel like we kind of everything's just been building on top of each other. Like nothing's been really self-contained.
That's true.
So the structure's
You know,
a
it's
little
all
different.
been looking for Jedi pretty much.
Yeah, and now Baby
Like,
Yoda's gone, so I guess you can kind of call that a sub arc if you wanted to, but
That's true. But you know, one event has pretty much led to the next.
right.
It hasn't been crazy. The only one that was that separate was back on Navarro when they just busted into the Imperial
Complex, yeah.
lava factory.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I like
been the
that one
only
though.
Yeah, it was good. But that's like the only big different story we've had so far. Everything else is kind of built on top of each other.
Yeah. So with that, I'm really hoping they can tie it up nicely next week. Give us a nice conclusion. So yeah, if you're all good.
Yeah, I'm all good.
So okay, I think that wraps up our episode review for The Believer. Yeah, we'll be doing next week's episode and a season review. So yeah, thanks for joining us and see you in the next one.
Peace.